Waste disposal is one of the major environmental issues in today's society. It is when our waste is removed and stored in precious environmental places. This has detrimental effects on the human race, animals, and the ecosystems it is stored in, and as a result, we have a loss of biodiversity. Many are aware of other harmful environmental crises like climate change and deforestation, but few know about waste disposal and its colossal effects.
You may have thought it was amazing when humans made the pyramids, right? However, we've created something much larger, an island of our waste, and we shouldn't be proud of it. The island situated in the Pacific Ocean is 3 times the size of France and holds a home to about 1.8 trillion pieces of trash. 80% of our plastic waste ends up in water bodies, and the current drives this plastic to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is terrible, as all the trash has the potential to kill wildlife. The amount of plastic on this island outnumbers the number of plankton, the base of all aquatic food chains, 6 to 1. Just think about that for a moment. This reality is negatively impacting the food web in huge ways because of our plastic disposal. Sea fauna could become extinct. This is not just happening in the Pacific Ocean. Plastic is endangering aquatic life everywhere.
Everyone knows that our natural environment is under threat, but why can't we change this? If everyone knew the extent of the impacts our poor waste disposal creates, we wouldn't touch a plastic bag again. Many of us don't just realize how much damage throwing out a plastic water bottle is creating. If this behavior continues, wildlife will become endangered and the land will degrade at a faster rate than ever before. We're destroying the land for future generations, denying them of basic human rights. In short, waste disposal is a major crisis for all of humanity. When we inappropriately dump our waste into the sea, fish, turtles, and every other living sea creature suffers in one way or another.
This is a turtle with a straw stuck up its nose. Contemplate this image. Really look at it. It's painful to see, right? Well, that's what your waste is doing to marine life. Ocean trash deteriorates water quality, affecting not just the sea creatures, but people also, posing a threat to human rights. How is this the case? Well, every single person on this earth has the right to fresh drinking water, but sadly our waste disposal means that some people, particularly in third world countries, are deprived of this basic necessity. This rubbish in the water contaminates it with dangerous chemicals that end up being ingested, which can be fatal. Less than 3% of water on our planet is fresh, and at the rate of our poor waste disposal, humans may find themselves in a dire situation without access to water unless we make a change.
Catholics believe we are given by God the mission to be stewards of creation and take care of the environment, as we are part of God's creation. Humans are connected with all the creatures and the natural world, and since we are made in the image and likeness of God, we are called to take care of all creation. The need to prevent the environmental crisis of waste disposal is reflected in the gospel values of service and justice. Pope Francis responded to the issue of waste disposal, stating, "I would like us all to make a serious commitment to respect and protect creation, to counter the culture of waste, and promote a culture of solidarity." This culture of waste the Pope talks about has made us stop caring about the disposal of food and litter, which is unfortunate as there are so many families suffering from malnutrition. This issue of waste disposal is also reflected in our community through the mercy value of stewardship. Stewardship is taking responsibility for the gifts of God, which means we should be conscious about our decisions when it comes to disposing waste. Catholics believe that it is our duty set out by God to protect the environment and not to dispose of waste in ways that affects the environment, animals or humans. These beliefs affect how Catholics act and the moral decisions they make on facing this crisis.
Pope Francis calls us to action and urges us to be more environmentally friendly. The first way we can improve waste disposal is by having less waste. Basically, we should avoid succumbing to the world of consumerism. In the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle, as cliche as it sounds, the first word is reduce. Don't use disposable items in the first place, especially when there are so many alternatives such as 1. Ditch the straws. There's nothing wrong with drinking drinks the good old-fashioned way. Marine life will be so grateful to you. Number 2. Beeswax wraps to cover food instead of cling wrap. Sustainable, reusable, and organic. With an added bonus of natural antibacterial properties. Number 3. Compostable bin bag. This functions the same way as a plastic bag, except without the plastic. Why wouldn't you use it?
What about waste disposal? How can we improve the situation? Currently, it seems like it is all doom and gloom. But the good news is we can make improvements, no matter how small. Next time you see litter on the ground, what should you do? Well, if your morals are in line with the Catholic response to the issue, then you should pick it up. Loose pieces of rubbish in streets eventually end up in the sea, injuring wildlife. Prevent this dreadful occurrence by simply picking it up. Help the environment, protect sea life, and make streets beautiful. It's a win-win situation. Just by picking up rubbish on the streets, we can improve the current waste disposal situation.
Waste disposal. It's nothing fancy and nothing funny. Animals, aquatic systems, and humans are suffering as a result of trash dumped into the ocean. As members of the Catholic Church, we are called to be stewards of the earth, working to care for all creation, humans and environments.
There is hope for a better future if we act now. Be the change you want to see in the world. We want to provide future generations with a beautiful earth that can sustain them and is guaranteed that your efforts will not be wasted.